What studies, you talk about the need to be science-based, to get our information, good information to make decisions.
2 hours later.
You know, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, no,
and protecting their interests.
Oh, they did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
This video is brought to you by Home Title Lock, brought to you by Home Title Lock. Did you know that American homeowners have over $32 trillion in home equity, and criminals are targeting it with a growing scam the FBI calls house stealing? Scammers can transfer your title out of your name using a one-page document that they file with the county. Then they can take out loans against it or even sell it behind your back. And the scariest part is you won't find out about it until collections or foreclosure notices are starting to arrive in your mailbox, leaving you in a financial and legal nightmare. The best way to protect your equity is with Home Title Lock's exclusive $1 million triple lock protection. This service offers 24/7 monitoring, urgent alerts, and if fraud should occur, their US-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title. So when was the last time that you checked on your title? If you're like most Americans, the answer is never. And that's exactly what scammers are counting on. That's why I've partnered with Home Title Lock to offer you all a chance to make sure that you're not already a victim. When you use promo code Tatum at HometitleLock.com, you'll get 30 days of free protection and a free title history report to lock in your peace of mind. And make sure you guys check out the $1 million triple lock protection details when you get there. Make sure you check out the link below. That's HometitleLock.com. Make sure you use my promo code Tatum. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the RFK hearings because him and Bernie Sanders got into an exchange, and the irony, right? You would think the Bernie man and some of these other Democrats, you would think that they would be lockstep in joining RFK in fixing the healthcare system and the fraud that's within the healthcare system and Big Pharma. You would ponder in your mind that the people that claim that they are for the people and billionaires and millionaires and billionaires pay their fair share, you want to make them pay their fair share. They're going after big government, and all of a sudden you got a problem with it, Bernie. All of a sudden you got a problem with it. Roll the clip.
And I find myself in the unusual and uncomfortable position of having to agree with Senator Cassidy's line of questioning. Mr. Kennedy, in an interview in July 2023, you stated, quote, "I do believe autism does come from vaccines." And you have, the end of quote, and you have praised a gentleman named Andrew Wakefield for his research. What studies, you talk about the need to be science-based, to get our information, good information to make decisions. What studies have you utilized to come to the conclusion that vaccines cause autism?
I'm happy to sit down with you.
No, please, just answer me that.
I mean, look at the Mawson study, Senator.
The what? Yeah.
Mawson, just look at that study.
Yeah, I will, and that was published.
But I don't want to, I wouldn't rest on a single study.
Right.
And all studies can be methodology.
Don't mean to be rude. I don't have a lot of time.
Just saying
you would not be, I just heard you say you could not be happier if you were proved wrong. Mr. Chairman, I asked to put into the record 16 studies done by scientists and doctors all over the world saying that vaccines do not cause autism. Are you happy with that objection?
Look at the IOM assessment of those 16 studies, Senator. The IOM has assessed them. But listen,
let me get to it. Don't have a lot of time. I apologize. I'm happy to talk to you at another time. Don't have a lot of time. Let's talk about COVID. And I just want clarity on the issue. Again,
we'll get to COVID here in a second. But as you can see, it's clear bully debate tactic for you to pose a question to a guy, unbeknownst to him, this evidence that he's entering into the record on the spot that RFK didn't even have a chance. Thank God RFK is smart enough that he knows about these studies. He didn't have a chance to rebut anything. You want to give him a chance to respond to it. You say you don't have enough time. He responded to it and said the 16 studies aren't even verified. There's no oversight on the 16 studies. The pompousness of these politicians to just make an assertion to say, oh, it does not cause autism whatsoever. Our RFK is saying this is what he believed based on things that he's seen, but why can't we do the research into it and verify unequivocally that it doesn't cause autism? What's the problem with that? Roll the clip.
Apologize, you have to be brief. We don't have a lot of time. Scientists have estimated that the COVID vaccine saved 3 million lives.
Which scientists?
President Trump said the COVID vaccine was, quote, one of the great miracles of the ages, end quote. You have said the COVID vaccine was the deadliest vaccine ever made, end of quote. Was the COVID vaccine the deadliest vaccine ever made?
The reason I said that, Senator Sanders, is because there were more reports on the VAERS system, on the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, which is the only surveillance system, that and VSafe. And there were more reports of injuries and deaths than all other vaccines combined.
But was it the scientists said it saved 3 million
According
lives?
to VAERS. I don't know, because we don't have a good surveillance system. So
you disagree with the scientific community that...
Oh, I'm agnostic because we don't have the science to make that determination.
Really? Okay. Prescription drug prices in America, as you know.
And by the way, I think President Trump did an extraordinary job on Warp Speed because he wasn't just focusing on that one intervention. He was focusing on...
He called it a miracle, but you have cast doubts on its efficacy. All right. Prescription drugs.
So?
We're going to make America healthy. I agree with you that we need a revolution in the nature of food in America, physical exercise, etc. Very, very important. But there are people who are going to get sick, and they have to go to the doctor and find out why. 1 out of 4 Americans today cannot afford the prescription drugs their doctors prescribe because we pay by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. We made some progress under the Biden administration of negotiating prescription drug prices with pharma. First time that's ever happened. Now, yesterday you told me that the White House was going to issue something affirming their support for continuing those Medicare negotiations. Turned out not to be quite accurate. They came up with some bland statement, could have been written by pharma. Very specific questions. Do you believe and will you insist Medicare continue to negotiate prices with the pharmaceutical industry so we can substantially lower prescription drug costs in America?
President Trump has made it very clear to me that he wants to negotiate prices.
Negotiate is a big word, Bobby. It's a big word.
It's the word you just used, Senator.
Yeah, but no, I use defend a particular law. Will you defend the law in the Inflation Reduction Act, which already is negotiating prescription drug prices?
President Trump wants us to negotiate drug prices. He wants to lower drug prices.
So you're not telling me that you will defend the law that we passed, which has already had significant success?
Well, Congress, look, I'm going to comply with the law, Senator. Congress passed the law. I'm swearing an oath to the Constitution. I'm going to comply with the laws.
You're going to have a significant influence on health care policy if you are.
And I'm going to comply with the laws.
Let me just say this in conclusion, Chairman Cassidy. President Trump and Mr. Kennedy are quite right when they say that our system is broken. They're right. Our economic system today is broken. 3 people own more wealth than the bottom half of American society. Wages have been stagnant for American workers for 50 years. The economy is broken. You know what? Our political system is broken and corrupt. You have a handful of billionaires in both political parties who contribute huge amounts of money to elect candidates in this room throughout the United States Congress. That is a broken political system and a real threat to democracy. Our healthcare system is broken, and it's broken for some of the reasons that Mr. Kennedy indicated. We have not paid attention to the fact that we have massive amounts of chronic disease. We have not answered the question why in the richest country in the history of the world, our life expectancy is lower than it is in countries far poorer than we are. So I think in many ways, President Trump and Mr. Kennedy have asked some of the right questions. Problem is their answers will only make a bad situation worse. So let me ask Mr. Kennedy again. If we want to make America healthy, will you assure the American people that you will fight to do what every other major country on earth does, guarantee health care to every single American?
I'm going to make America.
I'm going to let him finish that. Guarantee health care is the silliest and craziest and diabolical thing I've ever heard. If you eat right and you're doing the things you're supposed to, you don't need guaranteed health care. What does that even mean? Guaranteed health care. The problem is people got 4 and 5 comorbidities because they trash their body, and then the pharmaceutical industry have a vested interest in giving you prescription drugs instead of helping you live a better lifestyle. Many people that are listening to this right now, if you cut carbohydrates out of your diet, or at least sugar out of your diet, you probably would feel better. Your stomach probably would work better. Many of you guys probably should do a carnivore diet. I don't know. I believe that the diet is based on the individual. Some of y'all could do a vegetarian diet or whatever it could be. What you need to do is stop eating processed foods and snacks and all this stuff and expect for you to be healthy. If you want to get nasty, then be nasty. But don't expect to be healthy. And then you expect that you should be guaranteed health care. No, let's fix the problem, not give people free stuff exacerbating the problem. Because if you have free health care, but you don't change people's behaviors, you're just going to have more and more people living reckless. Because if I know I can go to the doctor to get triple bypass and all this stuff, I'm going to do everything I want to do. Because I ain't got to worry about the cost of doing business at the hospital every other weekend. And what happens is the healthy people end up paying for sick people's service. That's pretty much how this works. People that do what they're supposed to do, and I know it's hard because it's hard for me. I gained a bunch of weight over the last couple of years. I still look good because I got the Tatum genes. But what am I doing? I wasn't exercising consistently. I eat whatever I want to eat, trash in my body with that stuff, and stressing out, not sleeping. That's how you get bigger. That's how you get unhealthy. And what you do to change that is you start living a better lifestyle, cutting out some of the sweets, moderating the things you do. Instead of drinking a Coke, drink a Diet Coke. They taste almost the same. Instead of going for a drink that got a bunch of sugar in it, go for the non-sugarish drink. You start doing those things, you start living better, you start feeling better, then you don't have to be at the hospital all the time. Some people will have illnesses and stuff they can't control, but it's manageable if you don't have everybody living a life that they shouldn't be living if they just ate better and exercise. All you got to do is get up and walk. You can walk around your house, but if you're sitting on the couch, they can't help you. Let me let RFK finish rolling.
Healthier than other countries in the world right now.
Will you guarantee do what every other major country does? It's a simple question.
And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
And
protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would come. No. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
because I had
receiver of pharmaceutical money
from workers all over this country. Workers,
you were the
not a nickel from corporate PACs.
You were the single largest acceptor of pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right, but
wait a minute. But hold on. These people are fake, grandstanding. You are the can you admit that you're gonna do whatever the other country has done to he taking money. These people, they lying, they fake, they evil. All of them, man. That's one time I was thinking about, or at one point I was thinking about, maybe I should run for office. My wife was like, no, you never do it. If God called me to do it, my wife gonna have to be mad at me. Be mad at God, don't be mad at me. But I'm afraid to a certain degree that when I get there, I'm going to realize it's a bunch of bull crap. Your favorite politician is getting drunk on the weekend and picking up and probably got an OnlyFans account. Your favorite politician, the one you like the most, the one that's supposed to be most Christian and all that other stuff that you love about him or her, is doing dirt. Lauren Boebert was an example of that. She got her boobs out at the things, vaping, and then lied to you about it. She can't keep us the family of kid out of control. I'm like, I don't even know if it's real what we see. That man, Bernie, just grandstanded, cutting RFK off, and he taking more money. He's the single most receiver of big pharma payments. And that means people in the industry, not necessarily just the CEO or companies, but most of the people in that industry supported him. Why is that? Why are we still talking about our healthcare being a problem when Bernie Sanders has been in Congress for I don't know how many decades? All these people that are talking and grandstanding and acting like RFK is the devil, all of them have been in Congress for a very long time. Why haven't y'all done anything about it? Why did it take a century? I don't think we've been bad. I say, why did it take about 60 years for us to finally have somebody that say, I'm going to put an end to this? I'm going to actually step in and say we shouldn't have food dyes in our food that they don't put in food in Europe. Why do some people get a healthier option with the same product that they sell here in America and they sell other places? They get the healthy one, we get the bad one. Why is it that every time you go to the doctor, they're trying to prescribe you some medication? Why? Think about this. When you give birth to a child, why do they not all perform delayed cord clamping? That's when you let the placenta completely pump all the nutrients and blood, and when it stopped pumping, you cut the cord off and separate the placenta. Why don't every hospital do that? Why don't every hospital allow the mother, as a service to the hospital, take the placenta and make them into pill form so the woman can consume the placenta? Why won't they do that? Because they sell your placenta for $30,000 or so. That's why they don't. They need the placenta to be plump and retain as much as it can. So they cut the umbilical cord, they take your placenta off somewhere, and they sell it. Instead of saying, let the placenta fully give the baby everything the baby needs, and then we'll separate the placenta. And let us preserve the placenta for the mama to use any way that she believes she can. They're not doing that at the hospital for you. They're not even telling you. They don't give you a list of vaccines they're going to give your baby. And then you get to look at the risk and reward. How do you know, Brandon? I've had 2 kids. My first kid, they didn't tell me nothing about nothing. Oh, no, you rub this on his eyes. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, you rub on his eyes. Oh, you got to get baby, got to get a shot for this and PV and hepatitis and all kind of stuff. Bloop, 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 baby crying. I'm like, I thought that's it. Your baby got to, all this other stuff, man. And then you just do what they tell you to do. You don't know no better. I don't get it. It's all about big pharma. They want to give you a pill. They want to give you a pill that you need a pill for to take the pill that you already had a pill for. It's honest to God truth. Go to the doctor right now and say, oh man, my throat is kind of sore. Man, they're gonna give you a pill. They're gonna say, where's your pharmacy? All right, you can go down to the pharmacy and pick up this stuff that you can get across the counter. That's what they do, man. I mean, every single hospital I've ever been to, they always trying to prescribe me something. And not one of them told me, Brandon, this is your route to having a better life. You need to work out. You need to eat healthier. Here's foods that are healthy to eat. Here's the regimen that you should probably do. Here's my exercise you need a day. Here's your body fat and all this stuff. Like the doctor won't tell you none of that. They'll just say, here's the pill.